So let's move on to our next model, which is k-nearest neighbor. So the k-nearest neighbor can be explained like this. So look at this example. So we're here trying to classify this orange data point. And we have category A, which is green, and category B, which is blue. So which category does this orange data point belong to? It's very hard to tell, isn't it? So that is what k-nearest neighbor is about. So k-nearest neighbor is an algorithm that can be used both for classification and regression problems, but it is generally more widely used in classification problems. It's very popular because it's easy to interpret the output, and it's very fast calculation and has strong predictive power. It's a supervised learning algorithm, meaning we guide it using label data to learn rather than unsupervised learning that does not use label data to learn by itself. So how does it work? Generally, k-nearest neighbors rely on classification based on data points, and neighbors on a plot and distance is used to indicate similarity. So generally, we might have two categories, A and B, and we have a new data point that we want to classify based on this new data. It uses the k-nearest neighbors, meaning that k and the number of nearest neighbors to classify it based on. So we tend to choose k to be the square root of n, where n is the number of samples. And in the example, we could set k equal to 3, and we would choose the 3 closest points to help us classify our unknown orange data point. And in our example, we can see that the 3 closest points would be in category B. So a new data point would be in category B as well. Generally, we have to split our data into training data and testing data. Being on a supervised learning model, we use our training data only to train our model by building a model using our data set. So the testing data will only be used to test and see how accurate our model is using this data set, and will not be used to also train our data. So in this example, we set k equal to 3 because the square root of n is approximately 4, and we want an odd number, so we choose 3. And the answer, is odd because we avoid ties. And now we choose to classify our orange data point to category B. So sklearn provides a wide variety of machine learning packages for all supervised learning. For all supervised learning models, we have to split our data set into training and testing data. Our training data is only used to train our data by building a model using our data set. And the testing data is purely used to test the data and see how accurate our model is. And these are done separately, so we have freshness of data for our model to look at. And the sklearn module has a lot of packages that can be used to classify our machine learning models and build and fit our models. So we will be exploring this more in a lesson notebook, and we'll cover most of our models that we'll work with in this